Hello and welcome to this grilled chicken edition of DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts. Here with the same amount of water as last time. Joe, how have you been? Long time no see.
It's been a while, Tom. I put a couple of miles on the road, but back home now, back in the shop. It was a lovely 100 degrees today, is as hot as it got. So, this nice cold front came through and cooled things down for us, which pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, it always I don't want to say, oh, it trips me out, man, but it always takes me by surprise when I realize that Dallas is usually hotter than Houston. You would think Houston being closer to the equator.
Yeah, yeah, but Houston, I don't know. It's just got that thick feel because it's closer to the equator.
It's the humidity.
Yes, I didn't want to say it. I sound like an asshole if I said it's the humidity. So I figured you had more. Thank you, Tom.
Hey, no worries.
Yeah. Did you do anything lately?
Yeah, I went to this beer hole today with old Corey and Johnny, and of course Lori went. And on the radio, we're just sitting there, and then I hear sha la 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 la. And I had a
Hey,
good
hey.
laugh.
Or one of the two. But
And then
yeah.
Mr. Jones and me
Cut
get
up, Marie.
together. So yeah, Joe, the Houston Horror Film Fest, aka the Houston Horrific Festival of Fright Films 2023. It came and it went.
So how many is this? Because I get confused because they used to do the pop-ups in a hotel, right? So how
Yes.
many is this like official shows that
This
they
is the third anal.
Okay. Third anal
COVID really fluffed it up.
HHHHV. Yeah. I'm ready. Well, and yeah, so yeah, we've done it each time. I think you missed out on one pop-up due to getting married. You had some priorities that took precedence. But
Yeah, the Halloween ones I usually don't make because
yeah.
first one they had the wedding, and then after that, the anniversaries. And plus, nobody buys shit that close to Halloween. I don't know what it is. You would think if it's that weekend, or
Right.
like it's the weekend before, all the people scrambling for last minute.
Yeah. I've
Mm-mm,
done
always fucking eat a dick.
I've done good at their events on Halloween because they have people show up. A lot of other events that I've done, especially if it's like the weekend of Halloween, I've done like lousy. Like nobody's even there because there's other shit to do. People are doing family stuff with the kids or whatever, and they're doing free stuff. You know, but no, I've done well at their October pop ups because they don't do them the week of Halloween. I think Halloween falls on what day this year?
It does. I had to look that up for myself just so I knew.
Mm-hmm. So, but I don't know. I think I've got like a full slate, so I don't know what's going on. I guess once they announce it, like officially, I'll be able to look at the date and see
They
if I
already did.
did they. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Saturday before Halloween, and it's from like noon to 1 in the morning.
Oh wow. Uh, and it's gonna be where at the
The Wildcatter, does that
okay.
sound correct?
So usually what happens is the vendors start breaking down at around 7 unless you brought a whole bunch of lights with you because it's too dark really to see anything. And I don't travel with a generator or light or any of that shit. So yeah, I think like last year I was out of there by 7.
Right on.
Yeah. But this year, okay,
Yeah, say, hey, enough of that bullshit.
this is their big 3-day show, the one Houston looks forward to. And they had,
Houston, as I call it.
you do call it that, where they had a uh maybe more guests than they've ever had. I mean, these aren't really guests that I'm too crazy about because I'm old guy, man. I don't, I'm not with the Terrifier stuff and things like that. Some of the other stuff, I don't know. I saw they had Samantha Mathis, and I walked by her table to see what she looks like. Yeah, she looked pretty cute, you know.
How
Um,
many movies was she naked in, Joe?
I don't know, not many or any. I don't think. I'm not sure. Let me. Oh, I'm on my phone right now. Can't check out Mr. Skin or whatever. Just run a Bing search. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm about 38 years younger than you, and I don't really care about the whole getting shit signed anymore. I was thinking earlier today because I got that fantastic Living Right album in the mail today.
mm,
And I was just like, yeah, if I ever meet him, I'd get this. Like you said, this would be the thing to get signed. And then
yeah,
I was just thinking, man, there's like at this point, I don't even give a fuck to meet Todd McFarlane. Like, what am I gonna say? Hey, just like everybody else my age, I dig your shit. Oh, thanks. And then, oh, that was fucking sweet.
that's pretty good,
See,
McFarland.
thank you. So I can't really think of anybody unless they dig Rudy Ray Moore's bones up or some shit. Wings Hauser. That's
Yeah,
about it.
I mean, yeah, there are some comic people that I would like to get their shit signed. There's writers that I always get their stuff signed, and but that's about it. Like movie people, I mean, I love watching movies. Uh, we'll get to a surprising thing because I've always loved watching movies. I've always loved horror movies, but when we do our top five, there's something that like surprised the hell out of me. But yeah, it's I don't really even buy a whole lot now at the shows.
And
There's
it's
not
all the same.
yeah, there's not much
It's
that interests me. I bought a book this time, and I bought a movie. Both from people that I know, so it's I'm just helping to support them. But I've got too much stuff. I've got stuff that I'm actually trying to get rid of. Like I've said before, they're like, what's gonna happen to all this stuff? Nobody wants it. You know.
thrown the fuck away. It's like that's what I I think about fucking dying and what the fuck's gonna happen all the time because I'm a miserable fuck. You see.
Mm-hmm.
But like I always think in my head, oh, I gotta remind whoever's left to go through the DVDs and comics and make sure that you go to the eBay listing sold on every one so you know which is the ones you can actually pull and sell those singly and then just get rid of the rest in bulk. But that'll never happen and they'll never do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of work to ask of somebody.
Sure
So
is, Joe.
I started doing that today. Now, even with my paperback books, I've got like people seem to love movie tie-ins, and like I'm not gonna go through and read them again. It's like I've got some little condom bags, just like comics, but they're for paperback books, and yeah, starting to price them and take them to the next show. Uh, this show Friday did not seem as crowded for me, and it really wasn't as busy for me when I did my count at the end of the day, or when I got my report, I should say. And it's like, yeah, that's not like last year's numbers. I'm not doing it. What's going on? What's going on here, Tom? Do I just suck? So
Story of my life every time I do a convention, man. And I thought about it so much
yeah,
this go around more.
I was kind of feeling down on myself, I guess. I wasn't angry at the convention. Either people show up and they're gonna spend, or whatever. That's not you know anybody's fault. But
Yeah, the dudes who put it on, I mean, they fucking, it's to me at least, Friday it seemed like people were there. Saturday was fucking packed.
yeah,
And
there was a lot
Sunday was
better.
about Friday.
Right.
So
Um,
just the last 2 year yeah, the last 2 years they had this. Like I did decent.
mhm.
It was decent for me, but as we talked about before then, when absolutely nobody listened, except, Chris and Charlie. That was about it.
Yeah.
We'd always talk about how Houston shows aren't good because they don't spend money. And, we did those two first Houston Horror Film Fests. And I guess they tricked us. And it turns out she had a penis the whole time, Joe.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I did make money. I just didn't make last year's money, and like I said, I was feeling like, well, what the fuck? What's wrong with my stuff now? I mean, I hadn't sold a metal piece in a few shows. Luckily I sold one this time. This guy came by, but he worked with metal. He understood what I was doing. So he appreciated it. Not like everybody else said, oh, that's cool. Later. Um,
Oh, hey, you've been to the DWN table, huh?
so, but then I started thinking, hey, there's a lot of shit going on right now. Everything's expensive. Groceries, gas. This past week was back to school for everybody. So people definitely got something more important to spend their money on than a piece of metal that's like, shaped like Chucky or some shit. So I get it.
And like realistically, nobody's doing particularly well right now. I mean, some people are, but
It,
like all the people that I roll with and fucking know, it's not like everybody's like, yeah, I'm doing great. Work's fucking awesome. Shit's going great. It's just like, hey, everybody's just kind of broken. It is what it is.
yeah, it's a tough
So
time, and I think people are trying to ignore that
sorry about that.
to just get just get through, every day, every week, or whatever. So a lot of people were out there to have fun, to forget about this shit. Is this frozen? God damn it!
Damn it to hell. Yeah, I know. I don't
No.
know what the fuck's going on. Probably just my fantastic internet.
So I was just talking for nothing, but yeah, got to hang out a bit with Scott and Tony, and they're both
Jesus
dudes.
Christ.
Yeah, I'll let you talk, Tom. Every time I'm talking, this shit's freezing. So
Just keep going, Joe. Last time when I dropped out, you stayed on. So if
okay.
all else fails.
So no, they're passionate about what they're doing. They put a whole lot of hard work into it, and everybody there was having fun. I thought a lot of that haunted house stuff that was in the hallway was a lot cooler this year, and people, were just there taking a bunch of pictures with that. So that was a cool addition. I'm not too crazy about pirates, so I don't really care about that. But I thought the other stuff was cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's it's good to
Keep
see.
talking.
It's good to see friends and stuff like that go out there. So the friends that do come to the table, even if it's just that is very, very much appreciated. And I've met a lot of friends from this convention, from the Houston area. So it's cool. I suck with names though, so if I ever don't say your name, I don't remember it, and I just suck in that regard. So sorry, folks. But yeah, it was cool. Had a good time. I got over my self pity bullshit there at the end, and just realize, hey man, it is what it is. I mean, at least I don't really have to work for a living. I get to do cool shit like this. Go to these shows and have fun and see people that I only see maybe once a year or once or twice a year if they do the same pop up as we do. But yeah, I mean, I'll continue to support these guys because they definitely continue to support me. Hey, Tom, go back there,
Hey, sorry about that. Everybody in the house decided to use the Wi-Fi.
Everybody here's asleep, thankfully, I think. Probably not.
Is that because it was a little murder-suicide you planned, and after this, it's going to be the last
really
one?
Joke about that. Don't want to put up any red flags, but we'll get to that.
That's all right. It dropped out. No one fucking heard it anyway. So.
Okay, probably not. Yeah.
So what the
But yeah,
fuck were we talking about?
people not having money. I was talking about how much work Scott and Tony have put into this thing to make it what it is, to make it
Hell
as
yeah,
it,
man. All those dudes, they're like genuine about this shit
yeah,
and they got a heart and like a passion to do that shit.
they've got a passion for it,
Fucking
and they don't sleep all goddamn weekend. Tony said he hadn't got a minute of sleep, which is something else. He's just grinding it out. Scott too. All their volunteers are pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. As long as they'll put up with me, I'll keep doing it.
for sure. Yeah, right on. I mean for sure, good dudes. Like as I said before, they fucking let me make the trophies for them, so I appreciate that for sure. And they're always looking out and yeah, it sounds like broken record shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah,
like everybody, I was always just like, "Oh, thanks, I appreciate it." But again, what
yeah,
the fuck
but it is
else can I
true. I
fucking
think the
say? Yeah.
appreciation is genuine, and that's why we say it every year. Like I was saying, like anybody that did come to the table, like thanks, and thanks, even if you didn't buy something, you're just coming to say hi, Joe, whatever. Hey, how's it going, Tom? Hey, I've thought about listening to the podcast. Maybe one day, I'll get to that. So thanks for all of that. You know.
Hell yeah. And the fucking I mean, thanks for treating us well. I don't know why you
Yeah,
treat us as well as you do, but
yeah.
it's
It's a mystery to
appreciated
me
for
as
sure.
well. Yeah.
Like I said, it was a stranger. I'd like to consider them all buddies now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
for sure, man. Yeah, if they were like ever in a jam or something, they're close by to Dallas, I would fucking just help out, go and do what I could. Um,
What if they were in a jelly?
I don't know about jellies. I'm
Fuck,
not a
all right.
vampire dog, you see.
Mm.
Uh, but I sold
So,
some comics, so that went well. And those were comics that I wanted to get rid of. Stuff I'd been sharing with pictures of on Facebook, like, hey, this really sucks, And
oh, you got this shit?
yeah, you got this Danzig thing? I'll take it. Oh, this
Got
one's
rid of
no monks. I'll take it. So I put
got
out a
rid of my
comic on Saturday. I pulled out a comic from the comic box, told Tom this issue of The Cross and the Switchblade. It's my goal to sell this today. Only $3. Uh, the Cross and the Switchblade is a true story about a preacher from like Tennessee or somebody where that went to
Tennessee.
Pennsylvania, maybe went to the
Oh,
big city, New York, to go spread ministry to all the gang members there. And one of the toughest gang members was a guy named Nicky Cruz. And by the end of it, Nicky gets saved, and he's a preacher now. Uh, Very inspiring story. They made a film with it with Eric Estrada, so you can probably find that on Tubi. I'll be rewatching that again pretty soon. The lady that saw the comic, she goes, "Oh wow, crossing this. My son just met Nicky Cruz." Told her, "The comic was waiting here for you, ma'am." It was $3, please.
put it in the collection plate.
Yep. So that was cool. That was a good moment.
Yeah, most of the shit I sold were like actual friends and buddies bought them. So I appreciate that for sure. Because if it wasn't for you guys, I would. Let's just say you paid for my hotel, and I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got rid of the fucking kids Blu-ray and DVD. Thank fuck.
Both of them. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you fucking chomos enjoy that shit.
I didn't sell many movies, which is odd because I did walk around and look to see what everybody was selling. There's hardly anybody that was selling a movie that they didn't make themselves. You know, that is something like I may tell David, hey, come set up at this thing next year. Have one. Well, not him personally, but he has people that go around and do the shit for him. Because I think with nobody else there, they would definitely clean up.
For sure. fucking Tony was interested, and we were fucking hanging out Friday.
Yeah.
So
Um,
yeah, Friday show's over. 11 o'clock. It's usually the day or the night. Hee hee. And I drink the most. Joe hung out too. So I mean, we just fucking pretty much just hung out and drank. I don't think anything wildly eventful happened that night besides getting Boston Market and it being the second worst chicken I've ever had. And yeah, I don't like the rotisserie Boston Market. It's all right, maybe because it has that skin on it. But it was, I don't know, dude. When you were chewing it after it broke up a little, did it turn into like some kind of weird paste?
I took 2 bites of it and I was done. You know, but I did eat the mac and cheese when that was a mistake. That was a big fucking mistake.
I agree.
Cause
And why
that's
was that, Joe?
because that shit went right through me.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, like
Did you need
fuck.
to order more towels?
No, I didn't. But yeah, luckily didn't soil my pants. Luckily.
I had to call up for more wash rags
Mm.
because I was just, oh, Christ, as I was sitting on the toilet. And then I only had one more. And I was like, oh, well, I got to do this too. So I turned on the sink faucet, shoved the rag under there to collect all the water, and started wringing it out in my mouth because I was so dehydrated. And then I was like, oh, what? And then I rang it out, and that one was all the sweat. And then I puked all over the floor, all the water that I just drank. So I
Oh
was
fuck.
severely dehydrated again. So I said,
Luckily,
Lori, call down and get more washcloths, damn it.
yeah. Luckily, I didn't throw up, but yeah. I mean, looks like you got the worst of it. Who fucks up mac and cheese? You know,
Yeah, I.
I got that because I thought it would be safe. At least
Mm-hmm.
we'll have some pasta in us. Absorb some of the alcohol. It's just gonna purge you of everything, everything you got.
Like, I really like their cream spinach in general, but spinach always gives me the wicked shits. So I specifically didn't get it. If I knew it was gonna happen fucking anyways, that's all I would have got. Yeah, just have them fill a 32-ounce cup full of that shit, and I'll just fucking walk around drinking that.
Did you pick anything up? Did you buy anything? At the
No, I really never do. Oh, I can't say that. I can't say that. What's it called? Texas Hunters. I
hmm
got the Maniac flag and the Murray figure from Paul Bear, but
Yeah,
no, unless it's fucking movies, man. I don't.
yeah,
It's all shit I seen before and just shit I don't need. Even my shit, you don't need it. Maybe you look at it and it makes you fucking smile or giggle or some shit, but like everything there is shit nobody needs. T-shirts,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. The thing that I see is like a lot of the vendors now. They're like people that have like a toy store or a toy, or this is all they do is sell toys. Buy and resell them, but they're all carrying a lot of the same stuff. They're all carrying uh I don't know what the name of the companies are. The ones that, well, I guess Universal. They put out their own, figures with the this or that, and all the other figures. But I mean, even Walmart carries that stuff now. So it's not like you're going to see. We're seeing less and less people that make their own shit. And
Yeah.
that's rocks. Like the Clay Guy stuff. I think his stuff's cool. I wouldn't personally buy it, but I think it's cool, and he's making that shit himself. So big
And it's
respect for that shit.
respectable because he's been doing it for fucking
Yeah,
decades.
yeah. Uh, there's some other artists there. I'm not into prints or anything, but there's some people there this year that were selling originals. And it's like, hey, that's the kind of shit I like to see. I don't have money for it, but I like to see it or whatever. I might pick up a card and say, hey, I may commission you to do a shirt for me. at some point down the line.
But you know what you wouldn't do?
Mm.
You wouldn't pick up the card and then look them in the eyes and say, hey, I'm going to commission you to do something. Everybody, never, ever, ever, even if you're going to,
Mhm.
never say, oh, yeah, I just don't have it right now. But yeah, I'm going to get that. I'm going to go to the website and I'm going to get it. Yeah, I'm going to hit you up to do this. Yeah, man, I want this. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. Never, ever, ever say that to a fucking artist.
I have though,
Ever.
and I've used them. There's one guy that I met in Kansas City. Met him like what 5 6 years ago, and I've used him every time to do the KillerCon shirt. You know, that's how I met Todd Kennedy, and I've got him to do all kinds of stuff for me. You know, so if I say it, I'm not bullshitting. You know, I will get to you
You're
at some
the only one, Joe.
maybe. Yeah, so they're probably also for what? Huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, so talented. Just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep at it. So, all right, hey, did you keep at it? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm regional manager for fucking insert corporate company name here. So you shut the fuck up about keep going, motherfucker. I'll kick you right in the dick.
Yeah.
You don't know the struggle. You ain't part of the game, baby. Mm.
But you know, as down as we may have been about sales numbers, like today, I didn't get to the shop till like 11:30 or so. You know, I had some shit I had to do. If I had a regular job, that wouldn't be the case. You know,
Yep.
you broke out today and went and ate with some buddies.
Yeah, I just ship stuff and then open the mask hole to get the molds ready for tomorrow and
So
yeah.
we got it. I mean, hard but also sweet too. You know, it's
But to be fair, we technically did work this fucking weekend.
yeah, we did, but it's not it's not like your average 9 to 5 shit. You know, where we're having to.
Yeah, we might not make money.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's the drawback. You know, the drawback, is we don't have secure funds that we know is going to.
Never know when you're going to get paid.
Right. Yeah. If yeah.
How long you got to work.
Now, let's not talk about custom work, right? In fact, let's move on to movies.
But let's just
down.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Had a good time. Don't want to be like, oh, I didn't make any money. Fuck
Nah.
you guys. I mean, regardless, I got to see friends that I only get to see once a year. Juan and Taco came down. That was fucking awesome. I only get to see you a few times a year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, shit like this, it really helps friends see friends. What I'm trying to tell you, Joe, is it's not all about the money.
Right.
Sometimes it's about the camaraderie.
Yeah, it's never all about the money, or else we would have given up a long time ago. You know?
Yeah, I fucking come on. At this point, did I fucking get into making masks and art and painting and shit to be this big famous successful fucking dude, I'm in it for the love of the fucking game right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still fucking in this shit, still doing it. This is like what I do and what I like doing. I don't do it to fucking I'm gonna please accept me and let me be part of this shit and everything. So believe me, I'm well aware money isn't everything, but unfortunately, Joe, we live in a world where you need fucking money.
More and more of it seems, but yeah. Yeah, we would just buy movies and stupid shit with it though.
Still do.
Yeah. Did you watch anything other than our new
I did, Joe.
Covering? All right.
I did. Think about this. What if we waited till now to talk about William Friedkin? Even less people would give a fuck than the bonus BOYGOB we did last week. So if you haven't seen that, go back. We did a William Friedkin tribute show. But yeah, dude, you get like a day, maybe a day and a half, and then you're fucking gone. No one
Yeah.
gives a good
Nobody
goddamn.
gives a fuck anymore. Yeah, that's it. You're gone. Gone. And forgotten. They say gone but not forgotten. No, you no, forget about you real quick.
Oh, wait, he died? When did this happen?
You know,
That's how you'll be remembered.
his picture kept scrolling up, on my feed for that day, maybe a little bit the next day, and I kept on thinking it was Mitch McConnell. That oh yeah, no surprise, but they're using a younger picture of the guy. But oh fuck, that's freaking.
Ah, hopefully he's having the freaking weekend in hell.
We'll see.
So yeah, on that show, I said, "Oh, mate, I got 5 more minutes left of 12 Angry Men, the remake. I gotta do." We did get an answer, Joe. You said in the original there was no conclusion if they chose guilty or not guilty.
Right.
So in this one, they definitely did. And then everybody walks out to the elevator. But
Mm.
yeah, if all this is actors acting in one room.
Yeah.
So if you like actors acting and delivering dialogue, check this shit out. If you need explosions and Spider-Mans and shit, definitely not the movie for you. But yeah, it was all right.
It's based on a stage play, I think, so that's explains why it's like
All
that.
right, I didn't care for it too much then.
Dialogue driven. Acting. You really got to act on stage.
You got to project into the back row. That's why everything's bigger, and the makeups and the costumes and the scenery are more dramatic because it has to affect the person in the front row as it does in the back row. Theater was a required class in my college, Joe. So there's all the information from that class I retained. And then I said I would watch the movie Jade.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
sure everybody who went to the video store saw this green ass cover on the shelves and never rented it. So I thought, you know what? I think it's time to watch this movie. This is one of those sleazy erotic thrillers that were popular to the straight to video market, even though this went to the theaters
It
and
did.
failed. The lady from Dogma, she's a psychologist.
Alanis Morissette.
No, not God, but like uh the main antagonist, right?
Joey
Protagonist.
Adams or
Joey
something.
Lauren Adams.
Okay.
No. I
Oh.
forget her name, but it's the brown-haired lady. Anyways, turns out she's a fucking prostitute, Joe. I can't believe it. Uh what's it at the beginning a guy gets killed and the cops try and find out who killed him and what's going on. It turns out there's this whole prostitution ring, and the guy who was killed was like videotaping high up wealthy people having sex with prostitutes so he can blackmail them and shit. Then it's all a web of murder and entrapment, and things unravel, and then you find out that Jade is actually this filthy whore that this guy was married to the whole time. But it turns out that the husband did it because he knew, and he didn't kill the fucking guy because he was jealous. He just didn't want to get blackmailed himself since they had all that footage of his wife fucking and sucking. And like the thing, the lady from fucking the lady from Bordello of Blood, she gets ran over like fucking twice, and you see this dummy body rolling and shit. And before that, she was talking about how Jade loves it in the ass, and she was the kind of girl that all these guys wanted and was disappointed when they got her instead. Oh shit. And the fucking cops, they go to they go to a house where all these illegal things were going on, and they open up drawers and cabinets and find rubber cocks and handcuffs and shit. And there's like, oh, this is a fuck house. This this movie sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, but it sucks on such a grand stage that you should probably watch it and laugh at it. The car chase is the most ridiculous goddamn car chase I've ever seen, because they're going down like the San Francisco streets and shit, and starring David Caruso.
David Caruso of television fame at the time.
Uh-huh.
Now not doing shit. Or no, he went back to television.
Should have went back to Africa. But yeah, watch this one. If you like to if you like to giggle at silly bullshit, stick around. But if
Yes.
you, but yeah, if you like to giggle at silly bullshit, watch Jade. It is neither erotic nor thrilling. Just a hoot.
Well, Tom, I watched the second movie on this double feature here. Talked about Axe last time. This time, it's Kidnapped Co-Ed, a.k.a. the Kidnapped Lover, a.k.a. something else I don't remember right now. This is the same guy that was a hard case in Axe. This time, he kidnaps a dopey looking girl. Looks kind of like the girl in that show Recess. You know, the one with the long hair and the circle glasses.
Oh, I was going to say Spinelli. What's it, Gretchen?
I don't remember the name, but looks kind of like her. And like calls her dad, like, "Hey, I got your daughter here, and like so much dollars, and you'll get her back." So then he takes her to a hotel to hide out, and turns out there's some other hard cases that have already killed the hotel manager and some of the staff, and they're just terrorizing people themselves. So they break into the room that this guy's at, pulls a gun on him, and then commence to rape the girl themselves. He didn't even do it. They did it, Tom. So he's already fucked up this kidnapping, I would say. You know, but he breaks loose and kills them both. Now they're on the run, and I don't know if she has Stockholm syndrome or what, but she's starting to like him. They kind of hang out in a barn for a little while.
Playing Nintendo.
And they brush their teeth. And yeah, this movie's weird like the other one. It has just like long pauses and just like strings of dialogue that come out of nowhere. And I don't know why, but it's hypnotic. You know, it's just like, why am I still watching? There's nothing going on. There's been nothing going on for the past 20 minutes, but I was still hooked. There was something about it. There was like an atmosphere about it that just kept me going, you know? Yeah, they end up fucking, you know, because she tells him, "Hey, make love to me." You know, that they decide, you know what, let's get married. And they pick up the ransom and they're taking off, you know. Oh, I'm spoiling this movie. Hey, but fuck you. This movie's how old?
3 days.
Yeah. They go into a bar, and well, this movie is filmed, I think, in North Carolina.
Oh, come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Spin it around your head just like a helicopter.
God damn, there's some goofy looking people in this movie. And I think it's probably representative of North Carolina. It's probably accurate.
Were they white?
Yes, all of them.
That figures.
They go into this bar and they're hanging out there and they're dancing, and then 2 guys come in and rob the bar, and they take his.
Were they white?
So they got the money. Were they white? I think one of them was.
Well, don't say what the other one was if they weren't.
And they take off in their car, and what's his name, the kidnapper, and the girl just laughing away. Ha 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 ha. The end.
And then the credits rolled.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I started watching it. It's got a third movie in it called Bloody Brothers. And what this movie does is take scenes from Acts and scenes from Kidnap Coed and makes one movie of them because they're brothers. Since it's the same guy, they're twin brothers. It says at the beginning, Tom, that were separated at birth, and one day they just both happened to go on a rampage at the same time. It doesn't work as well.
You're kidding.
I haven't finished it, but no, it doesn't work as well. It's just long and takes some of the best bits from each one. But even though they're the best bits, it's not doesn't work.
No shit.
Yeah. But I'm interested enough in this guy's work that I am going to watch the special features and see what old David and the crew put together here. Because
is it one of these things where you got to find out if the person's a fucking idiot or
yes.
not? Okay.
I'm sure
I understand.
more than certain he is, but I got to see for myself. So.
And it's always a shock when you find out they're not.
Right? Hey, this guy seems normal.
Hey, what the fuck? Yeah.
But that's all I watched. I didn't get to watch much.
Oh shit. Joe, I watched the Wings Hauser classic, Bump in the Night. This one, he has a co-star. I was going to say co-starring role. He has a co-starring role.
That's his son. Whole
It
house,
is.
big star right now, thanks to this show, Yellowstone.
Or as I say, Yellowstone.
Or as I say, Jellostone National Park.
Hey, can you hold on a second while I write Jellostone National Park down?
Sure.
Tell them where they can get shirts.
Go to fastcustomshirts.com.
I wrote Jellostone National Shirts. But enough of that shit, Joe. I watched the Wings Hauser classic, Bump in the Night. In it, this suspected lesbian, white, of course. Maybe not. We'll get to that. She's a big drunk, way bigger drunk than you or I, Joe. She's the kind of drunk that falls asleep with a cigarette in her mouth, wakes up, lights that cigarette, and starts drinking again. She's also the kind of mother who, has all that going on so she doesn't have an eye on her child.
Oh.
So her child romps around town because he's going to go meet his father, who the alcoholic mother doesn't let see. So he has to secretly set up a meeting with his kid. Not because he's a bad guy or anything. He's actually a successful writer, and he is not a drunk anymore. He goes to AA and shit. And he's on the straight and narrow, and he's played by Wings Hauser.
So he's
Anyways,
Stephen King.
Yeah, he's not playing him. So I mean himself, you see. So the kid leaves the house. Mom's still drunk and passed out from the night before. He's supposed to go to school, but he stops at this fucking crazy cat lady's house who's keeping a cat there for him because his mom won't let him have one at the house. And he tells that lady, "Oh yeah, I'm supposed to meet my dad at this cafe, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that place is..." She sounds like a cat. "Oh, that place isn't open anymore. You gotta go to the one around the street. That's where everybody goes. Your dad will know that you're gonna be there." She's just like, "Oh, all right, thanks." So he fucking skips over there, happy as hell. And would you know it? Superman, Christopher Reeve, is waiting there because he got a tip on this kid, or he's trying to get a tip in this kid, Joe. So he's stalking him, and he ends up kidnapping this child. Well, not really. He says, "Hey, hey, but he doesn't talk like that. He talks like Christopher Reeves. He says, hello, young lad. I am Christopher. He doesn't talk like that either. And that's a
Oh,
terrible Superman.
does
Anyways, hey, kid, your dad's not going to make it. He told me to meet you here. And he said, hey, we'll just go hang out until he's off work or done with his business shit. So they go to the zoo and he says, oh, yeah, let's call your dad. Oh, hey, your dad wanted me to take you to this apartment uptown. And they get there, and every room has a bed in it with a camera. Well, not every room, but there's fuck rooms set up, Joe. Fuck rooms that are set up to make pornography. Turns out a pornography ring who's into, you know, you know, hoard this kid out. And will they get to him in time before the deed's done, Joe? Find out in Bump in the Night, not to be confused with the children's clay animated show. Oh shit. At the end, the kid, he like fucking barricades himself in the attic, and Christopher Reeve, you come down from there. You come down from there right now, or I'm gonna set this place on fire. So he gets a fucking trash can, sets the paper in it on fire, like, oh yeah, this is gonna work out great. And then everything in the closet catches on fire. That's where the door to the attic is. And then he just kind of goes catatonic in the corner. And then Wings Hauser and his drunk lesbian wife comes to save the kid. And fucking Wings Hauser looks at him like, oh, I'm going to get to you in a second after I get my child, you some bitch. But before he can, old Superman jumps out the window, but he forgot this was a different movie, so he just splatters on the pavement.
up,
And you see
up,
him like all twisted up with blood coming out of his head.
twisted.
Would recommend, Joe.
All right.
Would if you're into kill yourself, but if you're a Wings Hauser fan, why not watch it? Mm. Joe, I watched a hit new reality show that I spoke to you about prior. Did you get a chance to watch this at all?
Tom, let me ask you something.
All right.
You ready for Hoochie Daddy?
Hey, there any Hoochie Daddies in there? Come on outside.
This is it. This is it. Stop the truck.
Hoochie Daddies, come outside. Hoochie Daddies, all the way live.
Okay, so this is a reality show that
The first stud reality show, Joe.
yeah, Tom and I both encountered this at the same time, but didn't know it because once he saw red flags, Hoochie Daddies pops up on there, and this is a reality competition show, kinda.
The first stud reality show is what it was billed as, Joe. And
So
if for
this
the
is a masculine women, or I
yes,
forgot what they call themselves, but
studs.
yeah,
I had to look up what that meant, and it was Urban Dictionary defined it as an extremely masculine lesbian who usually wears the strap on and has a very feminine girlfriend. They're not trans. I think they know that they're women,
Mm-hmm.
but gosh darn it, they want penises so bad,
They
Joe.
do. They
So
do.
bad.
Um, yeah, so they are competing for a trip for two to Jamaica and for a big chain medallion that says Hoochie Daddy on it. You know, so that medallion is going to set them above the rest. And they also get Hoochie Daddy bragging rights.
But that's not all, Joe, because in the first episode, they forgot to say it. But they also get a role in the new movie, Black Widow. But not that one. The one the makers of this competition reality show are making.
So we're introduced to our contestants, who have aliases. They don't go by their own name. It's not an alias. Well, this is what they go by. This is their street name or their stud name. Like Dyke
Hey, Joe,
God is
hold
one of
on. Let me stop you. Well, we'll get to the contestants or the ones we remember.
Okay.
But what would your street name be if you were a stud, Joe?
Hmm. Fuck, that's a good question, Tom. Too bad you didn't go for that on our top 5 list. Could have come up with our
Hey,
5
maybe next week.
Maybe, because I don't know.
Top 5 stud names for the other person.
Yeah.
Lil Mo.
Lady Latex.
The Canyon. All right, let's go into the world's greatest dyke god.
Yeah, they're all dropped off. SUV comes in, drops them off. Security lets them in the door. Security's just a guy standing there, not doing shit.
He's just like, what am I doing here?
He's wearing a shirt that says security. That's how I knew. And a blue bandana.
He's just like this the whole time.
And they come in, they introduce themselves. Like I said, one of them's name is Dyke God and has a big, already's got their medallion, that says Dyke God across it. What were some of the other names, Tom?
Stud King.
That
was the fella who came out looking like Master P in the intro.
Yeah, okay.
And then there was Moyo the General. I think there was one just called King. There was one called Taz. She looked like she just came out of a fucking Russian prison camp. What other names did these guys have?
I don't know, but they
Jim. One of
themselves.
them's name was Jim.
Sure. And they say, okay, well, fuck it. Here, the competition's on. So they're staying at a B&B. It looks like,
they just rented out for the production.
Yeah, they rented that out. So they're all like dividing into their bedrooms.
And it's not like a nice one in a nice area or anything. It looks like a garbage Jacksonville area that they just like remodeled the inside of the house like a lot of these people do now to make Airbnbs and shit. One of these guys was even like, hey, yeah, I fucking looked up what this place looked like before I got here, and it looked like some Blair Witch shit.
Yeah. So they do that. They're getting settled in and seeing who's going to be roommates with who's going to be sleeping in a closet, who has an air mattress and who has a real mattress, things like that. So drama doesn't ensue yet, but you can see there might be some tension pop up later. And it does, because they're given their first challenge. And if
by who?
Reality, by the main guy.
By the creator of the show, Joe, the person who got all of this together for some questionable reason.
I know, yeah.
I don't think it was for the love of reality shows, if we're being honest here, Joe.
Yeah. It's got a really strange vibe to it, So their first challenge, and they've got an hour to do this, is to make a TikTok video. and use the song, the theme song. How's that go, Tom?
Hoochie Daddies, come outside. Hoochie Daddies, all the way live. Hoochie Daddy,
So
say no to dicks.
they've got an hour to do that, and this is going to be an ongoing thing. The person that has the most views by the time they end the show is going to get 5 points. So they're just sitting around making TikToks, dancing with the song playing. And,
like Chameleonaire does in the club.
yeah. It turns out one of the fellows goes back to his room and is doing it over there. Another one goes and spies on him and says, "Hey, he's doing that same dance you was doing." What? It's copying my dance. So there's a big argument. Like, and that guy's trying to justify, no, TikTok's all about people copying other people on TikTok. That's what TikTok's all about. And they're, no, fuck you, man. You're just, you're fucking trying to steal our moves. And then a sort of fist fight ensues. But these are not men, so it is not a fist fight. There's a bit of hair pulling, a little bit of choking, but nothing big. Nothing big.
Fuck, they want to be dudes so goddamn bad. I feel bad for these motherfuckers. Fuck.
Yeah. They are
it's just I don't want to say it's silly just looking at these motherfuckers. You be you and be happy with your shit. Fuck what anybody else says. Just be happy with your shit as long as you're not hurting anybody. But god damn, do these fellas look silly as shit. I just don't get it. It ain't my world.
Just do your thing and don't go on a reality show, to be made, a fool out of, because that's really all these shows do.
I don't even know if this was to be made a fool of, because the fucking the person who created this is some big lesbian guy. So
yeah, but I think that's what reality shows do. No matter what, you look like a fucking fool. You're gonna be doing something that makes you look idiotic. Yeah, I don't think this helps the LGBTQ community at all.
No, it's just fucking guys like us giggling at this silly bullshit. You got fucking Dyke God in the intro popping out shirtless with duct tape on her nips, fucking crip walking and shit. I'm supposed to take this shit seriously.
But what I'm saying is I don't think this is truly representative of it. They found the worst.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's an extreme.
Right, yeah. But yes, it's funny at times. But there's a lot of shit too where it's a good time to read a comic book and you can look down and then eventually something might happen. You can look up. It is streaming on Tubi.
I'm gonna assume that you only watched the first episode.
Yeah, I only got to because I finished it right before I logged in. Or else I would have kept on going to see what other drama ensues. If they
are you going to keep on going?
Yeah, I think the second episode, they're probably going to have some kind of food eating competition.
No, Joe, they're going to design T-shirts.
Yes, because as they walked in, a lot of them, I'd say the majority of them said that they are graphic designers. I hear a lot of people saying that they're graphic designers, and you're fucking not.
You will love episode 2, Joe.
All right, I will watch that tomorrow.
And so I watched the second episode and the last episode because honestly, about halfway through the second episode,
a little much.
It's yeah, I mean, we've seen it. We know what the fucking joke is, and all right, we're fucking are what we are. We're giggling at this. We're horrible people. I understand, but besides that whole strange as in foreign aspect, the show's production is awful. It's just fucking terrible, and they use every fucking second of everything they shot that they possibly could just to stretch this shit out and make fucking anything. The audio is fucking terrible. The camera work is fucking terrible. Nothing really happens. It's just it's basic. We're just laughing at fucking black ladies acting tough and talking like dudes. That's really the crux of this thing, and everything else about this production is just so fucking terrible. The audio, the sound effects, like they would reality shows would have graphics pop up with like scoreboards or
Yeah.
just graphics pop up on shows and shit. Theirs is like on a TV and it's fucking up half the time because of the editing. And then they have like fucking Windows 95 movie maker graphics popping up to say like TikTok challenge and geez Louise, it's that really makes it hard to watch because you'll see if you're gonna watch the second episode, they drag that shit out and you watch like their hour limit of t-shirt design in real time. It
Shit.
is like, oh my goblin. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit, but for that first and some of the second episode, I was laughing the hardest I laughed in a fucking while. I'm Team Dyke God, obviously. Joe, who are you pulling for?
Oh shit. Okay, so who's the one that popped in with the bottle? Like walked in just drinking. Is this
Oh, I'm crazy little Eddie Griffin.
yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that fucking JJ Walker looking fucking guy. But yeah, I know exactly who you're talking
I
about.
thought he looked
He's
like
the cut
Chappelle.
up.
You know?
They do freely smoke a lot of weed on this show. Oh, I forgot the best part. You'll know it when I say it. Fucking like they're just doing some challenge or something, and you just hear a voice in the background. Like, hell yeah, we're doing it live on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Just like you fuck, they didn't even know what the fuck they were gonna
Somebody
do with
said it
this.
as they were walking into the house. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, this is on Tubi, sir.
On Tubi.
Like, why wouldn't you just fix that in post or not use it?
Nope.
Fuck. Would recommend.
It's an experience.
Yeah, I would like to get like a lesbian or a stud's point of view
Yeah, you would.
on this show. To say, hey, so is this offensive? Or yeah, that shit you was saying was. Again, sorry. It's just so fucking foreign, and I know nothing about that shit. It's just. I want to say, like, God damn, some of these motherfuckers will beat the shit out of me. But honestly,
I don't know. You know. Yeah, I mean that one fight that breaks out in that first episode is like, you can't throw a punch.
it's looks are deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. But yeah, watch it. Get some beer, get some popcorn, get the kids, gather around the cat. And I've never seen a fucking warning on Tubi before. This shit actually had a warning on it. Like, you're mature shit. You're about to see fucking wildness. Go smoke weed. Then come back. But yeah, give it a shot. If you're a fucking asshole, watch that shit. I got Corey to watch it too. He was texting me. He's like, yeah, Dyke God. Oh, fucking hell. Hey, Joe.
Hey,
I
Tom.
was going to ask if you like comic books, but how do you feel about space, specifically the space city?
I'll tell you this, Tom. we watched Candy. We watched Candy 2. I wasn't aware that Houston was such a hub for urban cinema. Turns out there's a lot of films like this that are made like the shot very similarly. Um, I wasn't aware that there was so many bad African American actors in Houston. But now, since we followed up the Candy franchise, we're going into the Red Flags franchise. And
I'm gonna say it right now. Like, yeah, sure, it's a catchy title, I guess. It's topical because you see all the kids posting their red flag memes or red flag jokes. Nothing to do with the fucking movie at
no,
all.
no. So this is about a guy that walks in on his wife and she's dry humping with another fellow.
Fully closed. Both these motherfuckers are fucking fully clothed, just fucking away.
Mm-hmm.
And as I do with these movies that we cover, the ones that we both watch for the show, my mom likes to watch with them to see what we're talking about. So that's what it opens up with.
So yeah, he had brought her dinner and he drops the bag and she's like, "What are you doing here?" "Yeah, brother, what are you doing here?" "I can't believe this." And this is the kind of quality acting you're going to get.
Dude, this motherfucker's voice, like how his mouth actually
Mhm.
moves and his actual voice, it comes off like how a Chinese or a Japanese Godzilla movie sorry, how a Gamera movie dub would look and how fucking out of place it is, but it seems like his real voice. It looks weird and it sounds weird.
Yeah, it is very monotone and yeah, just like you said, like a lot of the dubbed voices. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
It's like,
description of it.
was this whole thing ADR'd by somebody else?
Maybe because there's another character that we'll get to after a bit that sounds really, really odd. And then that no, that's not his voice. But so yeah, the guy that was doing the dry hump and he's gonna leave and he's already
Hey
got it.
man, I didn't do anything here. I got nothing to do with
I
this.
got to go, and he doesn't have to put his clothes back on because he was dry humping. You see, but
But however, they do make sure to show a close up of him zipping his fly up just in
right,
case you weren't sure that the penis actually went in.
right. So the husband he picks up a geode that just happens to be there on the desk, hits him
So,
very
Joe,
softly with the
I
geode.
wouldn't know what a geode was if I haven't seen the movie. So why don't you tell everybody what that is?
It's like those the purple crystal things that you can get at a mineral show, maybe, or if you go to NASA, they sell them even though they're not from space. I don't, but he hits him on the neck, Tom, and the guy falls down.
He hit him so hard it severed his spine, I guess, because
He,
that is not a spot that would knock somebody out if you hit him there.
right. So that guy's dead though, and the wife just cowers down in terror, and we cut away from that.
Well, no, then you get the classic kind nah, what is it? Maybe like a dog's eye view of the woman down in the corner. Then you get the classic one leg coming into frame and the other leg coming
Yeah.
into frame, and you see the battered woman down in the corner, but they fuck it up and he moves a little bit and holds on it for an extra beat, and it looks like complete shit.
Yeah, it's great. So then we cut.
Red flags.
We cut to a woman, a somewhat attractive woman, is in a dog park. Walking
Joe,
the dog.
good for you. You usually say a lot of racist shit, but
Hmm.
I appreciate you for saying that. You're trying to do better.
I am.
Good for
Uh,
you.
And there is he our protagonist? Is he our villain? We don't know what he is. Is she going to be our protagonist? You would think so. You would think this is all set up to be about her because he's there with a dog of his own. And he goes up and talks to
Dog that we never see again.
we never see her dog. Um, and he says, "Hey, my name's Maxwell, whatever, and I would like to take you for coffee." And
Oh shit, Maxwell Coffee.
gives her his card, and he takes off, and she's intrigued. She calls up her friend, says, "Hey, I met this guy, blah blah blah. Should I? Yeah, no, don't call him. I'm gonna call him." She calls him. They get married.
Then, like 2 days later,
Yeah, they did have coffee, but she said, "I ain't playing, girl. I'm
this
in this
was like this
real."
was so poorly made. You could not tell how long like they've actually been together or known each other or how many dates. It's literally they meet, they go out for coffee, and at a snap of a finger, they're coming out of the courthouse married.
Right. Didn't even, it's presented that he's got money, but yeah, they got married at the courthouse. And
Like that day, maybe.
yeah.
They go to the coffee shop. Next scene is putting a ring on the finger. And then they cut it. It literally seems like all this shit happens in like a span of a week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was married last week.
So they're living together, and they're
In a fucking
talking.
house that on the outside is decorated with
Chris,
Christmas wreaths,
yep.
but on the inside of the house, nothing that would let you know that it was Christmas time.
Mm-hmm. So she's asking him questions, just playful, whatever. And he mentions that, oh yeah, my ex-wife. What? Motherfucker, what did you say, ex-wife? So this is their first fight, their first conflict, Tom. And again, we think this is going to lead to something. But he explains, oh no, I had this wife, and she cheated on me, and she was always putting me down and emasculating me, and we had this business together, but now that's over. She's like,
I was
okay.
still working, supporting her business for 2 years while she built it up. And then she told me to get fucked, and then she did.
Yeah. So she's like, all right. But there's the drop of the note from the music, doom, and he just looks at her kind of mad. You know? So what he starts doing is making tea for her so she can pass out, and he can go out on the streets of Scrooston, as Tom calls it.
But you gotta say he gets like a pill bottle, crushes up pills on the counter, just leaves the bottle right by the cups. This never comes back. Like
Mm-mm.
she never finds out she was getting drugged. She never like finds a pill bottle and like it doesn't amount to shit. This is terrible storytelling, terrible filmmaking. Dog.
He starts picking up women and killing them, and
In the fucking daytime because they don't have a budget for a fucking lighting kit that would be acceptable for
but the first
nighttime.
one was at night, Tom. Give
But
him
that's because they were in that shopping complex with all the lights around.
So now we're introduced to two cops that are working the case of these missing girls, and one of them's a hefty older gentleman that yeah, this case is really getting to him, and he's saddled with a partner that I thought was black, but maybe not. Maybe he's just one of these really light skinned guys. I couldn't tell, but this guy's voice is clearly dubbed. Clearly dubbed. It's just the weirdest sounding shit. Uh,
I like to call him Mexican Harry Carey.
Maybe, but we do get a Mexican later on. We'll get to that. Uh, So yeah, they're on the case. They're not having any luck. You know, they bring in a couple people to interview them, and one of the guys that they come in and interview, he's pretty funny. Uh,
Check out my fuck tape, dog.
yeah,
Dude
yeah,
looks like the fuck, dude. I'm sure. Sorry, dog, but you know the deal. He has like a big scar on his nose, and it looks like something happened to his nose. Like maybe it was bit off by a dog or something, and they had to do plastic surgery because now he looks like the Crypt Keeper, where his fucking nose is just like the tits missing and it's all fucking up and shit. He looks like a goddamn ghoul, Joe.
but he probably has the best performance in the movie. Um, okay, then more of this guy killing, more of this, woman like not doing anything, not
Hey, that sketch on the TV looks exactly like you.
yeah, there's that.
Oh, that must be. I gotta call my dad and see if I have any brothers out there I don't know about. Hey, the car that they're saying this guy who looks exactly like you is the car that you're driving. Oh, let me show you why it can't work. And then he fucking has her take the keys and turn it on, and the car doesn't turn on, Joe.
It
And you
doesn't.
know what we never see? What he did to the car so
Right.
it doesn't turn. Why didn't we get a shot when she was in the garage looking through shit of her opening the hood and just seeing that one of the fucking battery terminals were disconnected, and that was it? That's all you had to fucking do. Storytelling. Why did you make a movie if you can't tell a story?
Uh, so we go back and forth between them and the cops, and it gets a little tedious, but the performances keep you laughing. They keep, and then this girl's brother arrives on the scene,
And he's
and
having flashbacks because he's just like, hey, what's this guy doing in my house? Because that's what the movie like sets you up to believe, like an old flame came
yeah,
back into the picture. But it turns out he is just her brother.
but still, he's suspicious and deep in thought. You know that because he goes like this a lot. Oh, stroke your beard. It says, "I'm thinking." Something's not right here, but it is because it is her brother. You
And the
know,
fucking brother brings up shit. Hey man, you see all this crazy shit? What's with all these girls disappearing in the area? Not
mm-hmm.
once does he say, hey, you look a lot like that. Beep. Not
Yeah,
once.
nope. Um,
Cause you know
we go back
why?
to
Because they can't tell a story, Joe.
no, they can't. We flash back to the cops, and it's like, hey, oh shit, we got another body. We found a body this time, and it's a little girl, and the cop has a big breakdown, crying, and it is the funniest shit I've
Do you
seen.
know why? Do
Does
you know
he have a
what?
girl too? I don't know.
Because that's his daughter, and they're terrible storytellers, Joe. Was that supposed to be? Was that his wife in the picture that he had the hot date with, or was it his
Yeah.
daughter? Because the picture doesn't really look like it, so we're
Doesn't
just
look like
supposed
a
to.
lady. It looks like a
Yeah.
little girl, but he does point to the picture and say, "No, I got a date with my wife." You know.
Yeah, but it turns out the one who was killed was his daughter.
Oh, see,
And
I didn't
that's
catch
why,
that.
yeah,
I was
because
too busy laughing at his breakdown. You
no,
know,
you didn't miss it. You just had to think about it because they weren't telling you because they're terrible filmmakers,
uh,
Joe, and they don't know how to
I
tell a
wasn't about
story.
thinking about shit, Tom, when I'm watching this. So the girl goes out to test the car again. Oh, it's still not turning on. But what? There's some tire tracks and some dirt on the tires. What? Then she finds a box by the laundry that has maybe some trophies or some articles in there. But shit, the husband shows up. The husband shows up.
And
And
hugs her, and then it
and
cuts to black.
And then he's at
Sorry,
the
and then it
airport.
cuts to African American.
He's at the airport.
Not any airport though,
Yeah.
but Houston International George Bush Airport.
You sure it wasn't Hobby? But
No,
anyway,
I drove that
roll
thing a
credits.
few times. Yep.
Roll credits because he's on the run. We'll find out where he goes, maybe, if they have the same actors like they didn't do in Candy. We'll see. We'll see what this guy's up to in Red Flags 2 next week.
Did you notice how there really wasn't more than 3 actors on screen at once?
Yeah. And,
It's because of COVID, you see.
The warehouse that was substituting for police department.
At one point, they just shot it in someone's kitchen. And that motherfucker, good old Mexican Harry Carey, he had to hold that fucking takeout thing in his clean ass spoon like he was eating shit out of that empty fucking box. Oh man, this was a piece of shit, but god damn did I laugh often and heartily.
Yeah, this like Tom said, the storytelling's bad, but it's fun. It is fun. It is like so poorly acted. Uh, I just got a kick out of it, and it's not very long. It's like an hour and 10 minutes, so it's not like
75 minutes.
you're not investing a shitload of time. If you like the Houston skyline, just like on Candy, you get to see it a few times here too. They did bust out the drone. Hopefully, part 2
It's all
doesn't do
stock footage.
as Candy 2 did it. Because they wasted a lot of time with that shit in that movie.
Yeah, if you like to laugh at garbage bullshit movies, here's another one. As my mom said, that wasn't good.
Oh, she's right.
Tune in next week for Red Flags 2. Hey, Joe, you like comic books?
Sometimes, Tom. So Spider-Man's hadn't done an annual for like 3 or 4 years. I mean, they had, but all his annuals were just reprints. So, fucking over the fans yet again. But this time he said, you know what? Let's make up for it. Let's do a feature-length story and then give them a little bonus story at the end. What haven't we used? Oh, we haven't used the whole movie industry thing again. So, Peter's
surprisingly
broke.
Stanley had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I know. But Peter Parker's broke again, of course. But Mary Jane says, hey, I'm going to be an extra in this one movie. Why don't you come along and, maybe you can get some bucks too. Well, what the fuck happened on the street? I read this last week.
Some mother, like, the fucking something fucked up and the guy almost fell off the fucking, something fucked up with the stunt. So Spider-Man had to turn into Spider-Man and go save the fucking guy. And they're just like, oh, well, fuck that guy. Fucked up. Let's fire the special effects guy and you'll be the new fucking guy acting here, Spider-Man. He says, okay, but you got to pay me in cash.
Yeah.
Wink.
Oh, yeah, it's like he's at a convention or some shit signing autographs. Yeah, the special effects guy had designed some monster suits that looked like spiders, you see. Like extra arms or like the big old spider face with the mandibles or, the little claw hands that spiders don't have. So, but they're not just regular costumes, Tom. They're exoskeletons.
Damn, that's what insects have.
Mm-hmm.
But spiders are arachnids.
Yeah, so Spider-Man's is going to do this, but we cut to some other dude that's like telling, some old crooks that got beat up by Spider-Man, hey, come here, you guys going to wear this costume, and this is your chance for revenge. Oh, yeah, we've been wondering.
Dig it.
For a long time, my friend. And
you just went through like 3 or 4 different accents in that fucking
yeah, because I'm thinking like a coat of many colors of villains, Tom. It had it all. They're being very inclusive in this. So
Yeah, they're all different shades of white.
Spider-Man's on set, and that's industry talk. Um, and they're gonna start, filming this movie. But boom, these guys show up in their spider costumes, and they start fighting. So it's Battle of the Spiders, left and right. And I don't know. Spider-Man chases them to an apartment, but they're there, and they waylay into him, and then he's got to chase them to a farm or something. Oh yeah, yeah. The film producer shows up there.
Because
Yeah.
he's behind it all.
He's the
They
one
were
that did it all.
framing the special effects guy.
They were, because he's the dumbest guy on set. So that's the guy you're gonna frame. And but it didn't work out that way because Spider-Man's overheard the producer talking about his plan. He beats up all the other guys. They're shutting down the production. The end. In the second feature, Spider-Man goes to visit one of his old haunts.
Before you get to that, we got to mention something.
What's that?
This is the debut of JR Jr.
Is it? Was he
He does
inking?
the pencils.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good job because he wasn't doing his style yet.
Well, yeah, he just started. And there's do it like the in-house style, you fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, they were real big on that fucking Marvel. Ah. So and this is a small, it's only like what, 8, 10
I think it was
pages?
5.
Shit, maybe at that. It felt like 8 or 10. Spider-Man is going to visit the Coffee Bean or whatever that fucking coffee shop was.
The bean flicker.
The bean. Oh, and
I think it was Plum's Coffee in
Mary
Cypress, Texas.
Mary Jane's still been going by there, but Peter never goes to his fucking classes anyway, so he doesn't go by. And they see some guy, some cat, some groovy cat there playing the guitar, Tom. And
The Living Right Band.
they're saying like he's right on the cusp of hitting it big, about getting an album to, the industry is after him. Some guy pops in, starts shooting the place up, and Spider-Man's has to sneak off on Mary Jane again, change into Spider-Man's. He comes back. The guy still shooting up and takes the singer guy captive after the singer guy threw his guitar on him. You can't do that in here. And he's taking him hostage. And in the car, they're in cahoots, Tom. They're in cahoots because this is going to be the publicity he needs. But Spider-Man's heard all that again, just like he did in the other story. Rips the hood or the top of the car off, makes him wreck into a pole, then goes back and Mary Jane's all pissed at him. The end.
How long? Like, fuck you, the audience. Every issue is just, oh, Spider-Man leaving and coming back. All the characters in this universe are fucking dumb and can't figure out that it's him. Oh, no, 40 years, everyone will just, oh, we knew all along, Peter. Enough of this shit. I know we still got years and years of fucking Peter Parker. Oh, I had to take pictures. I just left you alone in this highly volatile situation. The fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any woman would put up with that for that very long. Getting abandoned in a dangerous situation. Nah, that's not going to fly. You're a
And
coward.
even the readers.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, keep reading it, you fuck. It's the same shit. I'm sure you're not getting pissed off about it at this point. Fuck, man. It's just...
It's the house of ideas, Tom.
You know who fucking... You know what came out of the house of ideas? Red flag. Ah, Christ. Do you like lists, Joe?
Yeah, I thought this would be an easy one. We could just go through real quick, and then as I was putting it together, I was trying to remember what posters I had on my walls and couldn't. really. But then I did. I remembered a few. So this is our top 5 posters that we had on our walls as youths, as
Do
little punk asses.
do you have any honorable mentions?
No, if you
Okay, well,
got
I have
for it,
one that I want to just throw on there since we talked about it last week.
okay.
I had a Mudvayne poster, Joe.
So, uh, as the Houston Horror Film Festival was going on, Mudvayne was also in town playing a concert in Houston. So we didn't go out to see it though.
But you actually heard Mudvayne
I
for
did.
the first time last week prior to you bringing their name up. You
Right.
never heard them
Hey,
before.
no, and it's not what I expected at all.
Better, worse?
I don't know. I mean, neither, different.
It was on the same parallel.
Mm-hmm. At number 5, Tom, I had a Bruce Lee poster with a collage of Bruce Lee's finest movie moments. Yeah, I think I bought this poster at Astro World because where I was from, they didn't sell a lot of posters. We didn't have like a poster store in the mall or anything. And I didn't really order posters, from magazines or anything like that. So I
Because
bought
that's
this.
what you had to do back then. You couldn't just go on the internet. You had to clip something out of a magazine, send some money, and hope to fuck they got it and hope to fuck you got it. That wasn't even that long ago. Like,
Yeah.
that was still going on late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, I think after a while, like if you had a not Hot Topic, what's the other one? The one with all the
Spencer's.
Spencers, they had a shitload of posters, but that turned into like a sex toy place.
The rubber cock section. No, Thomas, slow down. A plastic vibrator section.
Yeah. If you happen to have like a record store in your town or whatever, they may have had posters, but it may not have been what you wanted,
A lot of concert posters.
concert posters or posters of Madonna.
The Virgin Mary.
Yes. But Bruce Lee got it at Astroworld, Tom. Thought it was pretty goddamn cool. I didn't know karate or anything, but I'd seen his movies.
You still like his movies now?
I've got to go back and rewatch them and see. I mean, I think the last one I rewatched was Enter the Dragon, which it's goofy. It's still pretty fun.
What do you think of Astroworld? I went there a couple times.
We'll get to that.
Okay. What do I have? My number 5. I had a House of Crazies poster, and god damn was it an ugly image. But it was signed in rare. It was like a weird kind of yellow border with some white and ugly purple lettering. And then it was just like a picture of like 3 teenagers, but it was just kind of warped and to look sort of psychedelic. It was a really ugly, shitty looking fucking poster, but I was hardcore into collecting Juggalo shit at the time, and that being a rare poster and being signed, I just thought it was the 5th coolest poster ever, Joe.
At number 4, Tom, I had a map of Astroworld. Now these maps that like they're drawn. It's not like a picture of the place. It's like people went in there and drew like the Texas Cyclone or hey, here's Western Town, but people would draw them. And to this day I still like maps like that. Like they're real touristy things. If you go to like a city they'll have one like, hey, here's New York, and somebody will have done like the Statue of Liberty in a cartoony style, or the Empire State Building in a cartoony style. And I think maps like that are still pretty cool, but wouldn't put one on my wall now.
Well, maybe you find that one and hang it up in the shop.
Maybe that I would do.
So
Nobody
you're
goes there.
shit. So you're a fan of the Astro World?
No, I mean the last time I went, it was just a fucking dump. Deserved to be closed down. Yeah, I was really disappointed the last time I went. Just what a shithole. Uh, More a fan of the maps of Astroworld.
Yeah, I went there a couple times when I first moved here. Like my Six Flags was Six Flags Great America in Illinois. But I mean, I was shocked when I came to Texas. It was like, what do you mean there's another Six Flags and it's not called Great America? What the fuck's going on here? And then I went and it wasn't as good. But I remember this roller coaster called the Mayan Mind Bender. Did you ever go on that?
That's the one that went in the caves and stuff.
It was like in the dark. You went
Yeah,
in like the outside was like a Mayan temple, and then it was in
yeah,
the fucking dark.
I did go on that one.
It was all right, just because it was different, I guess.
It was
But
dark. Yeah.
I was a little pussy. Probably still am. But now I know how roller coasters are made, and as you get older, you're just like, "Oh, fuck yourself." But as a little kid, I wasn't getting on many of those things.
It's not the Mummy ride from Universal Studios. That's for sure.
Fucking pricks. Oh, it's me now. Sorry.
Number 4.
Thought we were just talking about Astroworld. Okay, Joe. Only movie poster I have on the list. I had a few movie posters in my teenage years, but the favorite one I had was the Halloween poster, the classic one with the pumpkin and the knife. If you go back and listen to our favorite poster thing, I think that was on both of our lists, and it's just a solid design all around.
Yeah, it is. I never had any movie posters. I guess the Bruce Lee would qualify, kind of, but never like a movie posters, which is odd. Like because I was a movie person. But if I got magazines, even like a poster magazine, I wouldn't take the posters out and put them on the wall or anything. And I never ordered. I don't remember if you could order movie posters or not. I don't think you could.
See, we grew up in different times.
Yeah.
So I had Suncoast while I was growing up. And I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever that they had a rack of posters that were backed on cardboard and then shrink wrapped.
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, look at this is awesome. I'll gladly pay $15 more for this than a fucking poster that's rolled in a tube. Fucking idiot kid.
At number 3, I had a poster of Frank Frazetta's painting The Sorcerer. This is the one with that wizard. He's like this with his arms up, and there's a big demon or whatever the fuck coming up. I still think it's a cool ass image. I don't even remember where I got this poster. Maybe somebody gave it to me, but it was on some different paper. It felt like parchment or whatever, and it was cut like at a weird square. And yeah, I went ahead and put thumbtacks through each fucking.
Oh shit, we all did, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Until we look, oh man, they make this stuff called sticky tack. Let's put that on the back of the fucking posters, you goddamn motherfucking idiot.
Yep.
Then you just oh, now I gotta roll it up and put it away, and then you got sticky tack all over fucking the print and everything. Throwing this away, I guess. Should have just poked the holes in it. Or what you know now, you poke the holes above it and just kind of have the round part of the pins
Hold
hold
it in
it there.
place. Yep.
Fuck. Number 3. It was an amazing Jackal Brothers in-store poster with Jake Jackal on it. That's an Insane Clown Posse album, and they did a whole tour to like go and sign CDs and promote this shit. Me and my sister went, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever that they made this poster for this specific tour and shit. And then you find out, yeah, that was one of the most printed posters they've ever made.
At number 2, I had an Iron Maiden poster, The Trooper. And this is the one where, he's carrying the flag and
What
walking through
flag, Joe?
the British flag, the Union
Mate.
Jack. And, I don't even know what war that's supposed to be.
The big one.
But I always thought that image was pretty cool. I think one of my cousins might have bought me that poster, and I appreciated it. I don't know where it is now, but yeah, that was a cool poster.
It's iconic as shit. I can't name you one fucking Iron Maiden song, but I knew goddamn well he had the British flag in his fucking hand.
Sure did.
So yeah, it's a fucking iconic poster for sure. What are we on? 2?
2.
I have what was referred to as the Arabic Malenko poster. And this was another Insane Clown Posse poster that was a blacklight, and it had the Great Malenko on it. And all around it, it had like the border of it was all Arabic writing. Probably said some shit like, hey, watch out for 9/11, you fuck. And then 9/11 happened, and I ripped that poster down and fucking burned it.
We're coming for you, Juggalo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We want the gold, sucker.
Sad days. Tom, number 1. And I'm gonna look. Maybe I still have this one, because I got some tubes of posters that'll never go on a wall anywhere. This one probably has several pinholes in it, but it was comic book stores started selling posters, Tom, and they had a poster of the Punisher, artwork done by Mike Zeck. He's holding a big fucking rifle in one hand and like a big fucking pistol with a scope on it, and he's standing in front of cases of ammo. I thought this was the coolest shit because I thought the Punisher was the baddest motherfucker in comicdom. They overexposed him and lost that magic, but still think it's a cool image. Think Zeck, did some great covers. Yeah, that was I think, now that I remember, I had several comic posters up, but they were just up because they were comic posters. This one I actually liked. Yeah.
Yeah, Zeck is definitely probably the iconic Punisher fucking artist. So yeah, that is also another popular image.
Yeah.
Joe, my number 1 is a poster that I still have in the room to this day. And I got this. My parents were still married, so elementary school-ish. And what are the years lining? Maybe a little later, because it's a Todd McFarlane Spider-Man poster. It's where he has the black suit hung up on a brick wall in an alleyway, and he's kind of doing the Spider-Man pose with webs coming down everywhere. Good shit. Still got it up to the. Hey, thanks for having the poster still, bud. Thank you. So yeah, it's still cool. I'll never get it signed though, because it's in a frame.
Oh.
We got it at one of those poster stores in the mall. And I could remember going in and say, "Oh yeah, I want this one," and picking out the fucking what's it called? Like the frame color and the kind of frame that I wanted. And then my parents be what? It's how much? And since it was already put together and doing all that custom, they felt like they had to get it. So thanks. I still have it. That's probably one of the reasons why it's still there. It was drilled into me. You better not ever get rid of this or fuck it up, you idiot.
And you didn't. You stayed true
Mm-mm.
to it, Tom. You weren't
Mm-hmm.
fucking around back then, and you're not
Nope.
fucking around now.
But there was a stage to where I wasn't into comics anymore because I thought that was for little kids and stupid. So on the plastic of the fucking frame, like the plastic that's covering the poster, took a magic marker and wrote shit like Stone Cold and Insane Clown Posse on it. And a few years later, and I was just like, you stupid fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Took some alcohol and wiped all that shit off.
Good,
You
because they
look
don't
at
have
it
a
from
poster store in the mall anymore.
they don't have malls anymore, Joe. So next week, special request by old Justin. Thanks for listening, bud. We're gonna do our this is the list from this week, not the one that I wrote it on, but we're gonna do our favorite or our most memorable convention encounters. So, whatever the fuck that means to you, luckily, I think we're going to be able to hear your Robert Zadar story again. And I can't wait, Joe. Can't wait. Again, shout out to the Houston Horror Film Fest. Appreciate you having us out there, letting me be a part of that shit in a small way by making the trophies and shit. Always appreciate that shit. Everybody had fun, and thanks again. Thanks to the makers of Red Flag for giving Joe and I some giggles and
Much
making my
needed.
mom shake her head a lot. So head on over to dwnproductions.net. Head on over to dwnproductions.net there and get some mask bust props. Look at my custom work. Probably not or whatever. I just kind of got to say it so it's right off and shit even. Oh, it's right there. dwnproductions.net. Got a lot of leftover shit I'll be posting on the website. So, not on the website, on the Facebook pages. So, be on the lookout for that. Instagram too. Fuck you. I'm done, Joe. Just you.
Go to fastcustomshirts.com, find something you want, and then order it or don't. Right now, I don't know. Whatever. It'll get done. Something. I don't know. Fastcustomshirts.com. Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for listening, especially if you listen this far. If you listen this far and you're on YouTube, smash that like button, pick the pieces up, and stick them straight up your fucking asshole. Everybody, have a great fucking week. And until next time, hey, all the hoochie, I forgot what the fucking dude said. Hey, there any hoochie daddies out there in there? Come on outside. BOYGOB. Fuck, I missed it. BOYGOB.